Good evening and welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us from all over the world. I'm your host Anuj from the JCI World Business Committee on behalf of Project L.E.A.D. It is through this L.E.A.D podcast that we strive to connect all the budding entrepreneurs in Europe and across the world with industry leaders and entrepreneurs so that one, you do not fall into the traps that they have fallen into. Two, you can learn subject matter from these experts and use that knowledge into your own business. And three, connect with them, which is a great networking opportunity. So you are always welcome to reach out to us on our social media with any business or entrepreneurship related questions, and we will do our best to assist you with it. As we always say, our end goal is to stimulate business activity within the European continent. So here we are, without any further ado, time to introduce our guest, who was our 2015 JCI World President and the person to go to if you're looking to formulate a perfect strategic vision for your organization or get some funding from angel investors and venture capitalists. Joining us all the way from Turkey, please welcome Ismail Haznedar. Apart from leading this amazing organization that we are all a part of in 2015, Ismail has over 20 years of vast experience in strategic planning and business development, startup consultancy, and business analysis. Currently, he is the managing director of Stratejik, a consultancy company focusing on growth, innovation, entrepreneurship, development, and strategic planning and execution, as well as the founder and CEO of GainGlobal, which is a network of action-oriented supporters, investors, and partners committed to empowering entrepreneurs in the journey to initiating new enterprises. So, hello, Ismail. How are you doing today?
Hello, Anush. It's great to see you and great to be today with your session. I'm doing very well. Hope that you are good as well.
Perfect. So, Ismail, we'll start with the very basic question. Why startups? How are startups transforming today's world?
So before we start, I would like to thank for bringing this topic to the discussion, as well as having that one as an important issue to be discussed around Europe, because me as well see that startups have a very big importance in creating change, because we are initiating new ventures, new corporations, but the main purpose for that new business and initiation is to fulfill a need or to solve a challenge that we face. As we have discussed earlier in 2015 as well, we have global goals for 2030. So the world has a common challenge, and we require more and more today new startups, new enterprises, and new initiatives who will be really solution for this challenge. And I truly believe this entrepreneurship mindset and the inspiration that an innovative side that entrepreneurs brings, we need new ways of doing business, new ways of creating new enterprises in order to fulfill this challenge. Therefore, this is a great way to do that one. It's a kind of a mindset and as well as a new approach. Today, we need more businesses as well, more jobs to be created. This is a challenging period, and I believe, again, the solution there will be through the entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and I think like the new initiative by JCI Rise, it really ties into this startup culture, because it's all about reinvesting and developing your like local economies. So that's
Exactly.
what JCI is all about, right?
Exactly. We always say JCI is existing for more than a century, correct? And this is only possible if you keep the relevance with the need, with the new generation. And JCI is very adaptive, changing and also transforming the organization with the new realities. And nowadays, we know that the entrepreneurship is one of these very crucial reality to be connected with. I'm really happy as well as to see that through JCI Rise as well, we emphasize the importance of initiating new businesses as well as connecting local businesses globally. This will be a great opportunity.
Yeah, and So just a follow-up question from this topic that we're discussing on. So how is a startup different from a traditional business? Is there a huge difference, or like it's completely different?
Yeah, this is a good question, Anush. Usually, startup, entrepreneurship, new enterprise, there are a couple of different definitions, and
Yeah.
it may change according to your country as well, because the definitions may differ. But let me first clarify with some numbers. So, on average, we are 8 billion inhabitants worldwide,
Yeah.
so globally. And around 4 billion are in a kind of a business. It might be agriculture, it might be industry, and it might be service business as well. So there are
Yeah.
4,000 workers who are in a business world creating values, let's say, for their stakeholders. And out of these 4 billion, just 1 out of 10 are business owners. So there are around 400 million business owners, technically. And these 400 million individuals are creating jobs for 4 billion people,
Other
as
people.
well as
Okay.
they are supporting 8 billion people. So there is a multiplier. I say one business owner creates jobs for 10 people, or they are feeding 20 people. So this is an average worldwide, just a number to keep in mind. So
Okay.
business ownership and is already there. So when you are creating a new business, so you are a business owner, and definitely you are in a group of SME, small medium enterprise, definitely,
Small
because
medium. Yeah.
you have initiated a corporation. But
Yeah.
when we are talking a startup, in this case, we may expect a little bit more innovation or a new technological approach. This means it's
Okay.
not a traditional enterprise. So we are talking about a new way of doing business, new mindset, or there is a innovative side that the business itself might be different than a traditional one. In this case, we may talk more about startups. In some countries, we see this definition is very clear. It says that definitely we are expecting a technical side or innovative side in order to name a new enterprise as a startup. Especially this definition is applied when you are there for a kind of, let's say, startup visa, or you are there for
Yeah.
a kind of subsidy, or you are there for asking for investment or some support for different techno parks. So they would
Yes.
expect this side. So I will group these two. One, we can create a traditional enterprise. So we are entrepreneur definitely in order that we are taking ownership of a challenge. So it's a risky business. To initiate something has a lot of risks, but we take the ownership of that and we move forward. But if there is an innovative side, if there is an innovation, a new way of doing business, then we may name it easily as a startup.
Yeah. So I think what I got from this is like if you have a unique value proposition, or if you have a unique selling point in the market, even though you're doing the same business, you might be termed as a startup because you have something more to offer. Something, maybe it's a different way of doing business, or engaging with customers, or even a new product, or improvement on the existing product.
Yeah, exactly. If we talk about value proposition, in order to
Yeah.
exist as a business, definitely you have to have something that differentiates you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will not sustain for a long time. So, if you would like to be there and bring a core competence and build on that,
Yeah.
definitely you will have a differentiative side. So, the value proposition should be there. So, it's a promise that you bring to anyone that might be relevant with your service or with your product. So as you differentiate that one, then definitely you will keep being relevant with the needs, and then
Yes.
this will bring opportunity to go further. So this means to
Yes.
grow, and as well as scale up in different markets as well.
Yeah. Right. That's perfect, Ismail. Thanks a lot. And so, like, could you tell us more about Strategic Ishlar? So, how can entrepreneurs benefit from your support and services? And if you have existing clients, how are they benefiting from your services?
Yeah, I'm graduate of business administration and worked in strategy field in different corporations, mainly in Turkey and in the region. So my target and focus was to talk about the future plan of the company. So this means what we will do in following years, what is our core competency, and how we can differentiate our corporation from competition. And this is mainly a business that everyone has to do technically. But
Yeah.
usually you have a strategic planning department either in big companies or in holding companies. Do that, it's a team effort. As a strategist, every leader or every entrepreneur has a strategic mindset. Otherwise, you would not be able
Yeah.
to do that one. But as a department, as a function, usually you don't see that one. So after my career in JCI as well, I required flexibility more. So this means I moved from working for a corporation to work project based. So during that period, I set up the consultancy business, the Stratejik, and
Yeah.
its focus is more to act as a strategic office for medium-sized enterprises as well as for new businesses during this period. Due that they will not have chance to set up a office for strategy, and definitely they are strategists and they will need support during this process. They will need to talk about their vision, to talk about their feasibility, about competition, and make assessment of a market assessment. So we said with all the experience that we have and with the network and with the consultancy background, we can focus on this area to be a kind of a strategy office for these enterprises. And we are now 12 years organization, corporation.
Yeah.
And also we serve companies in the region with that mindset and with that services. During this journey, we would like to collaborate with corporations in order to fulfill their needs in this area, in this field.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's it's really good. And so like is your services, as you said, it's in Turkey definitely, but is it for international, like neighboring countries or maybe Europe? What is like your service area?
It is in the area definitely. It's we are based in Istanbul, but we
Yeah.
serve
Okay.
in surrounding countries as well because Istanbul is a very well centered
Yeah.
destination. We
Yes.
used to travel within 3 hours. We say we can travel almost 60% of the world as a population. So,
That's
but
true.
nowadays the traveling is technically easier because through the digital tools we can connect
Exactly.
every area. Hopefully, we can as well travel soon physically. So this
Next
brings
year.
opportunity as well. Yeah, hopefully this brings opportunity so to serve to Europe area or to serve to MENA region, Middle East and North Africa, and also
Africa.
to Caucasus region or CIS countries. So these are really accessible places where we already have clients and we support them.
Definitely. And then you also very recently founded GainGlobal in 2016. So what is this all about? Like, and is this like a global network again, or are you just serving within Turkey?
Yeah, this is a good question. So as you are spending time more and more with entrepreneurs, definitely you have to initiate a
Yes,
need to fulfill that gap. So
that's true.
while we were supporting corporations, we see that not just the consultancy side, but there is something more needed. So what I mean with that one, in the beginning phase of new startups, usually we are mentoring corporations or there are mentoring systems, as you know, to support companies or new startups. But it's not
Yeah,
just mentoring. We need to give something more. This means we have to open our network or they need as well finance and some initial capital in order to survive during this first phase, early stage.
yeah,
So
definitely.
the name of that is a kind of angel investment or early stage investment. while I was moving through my JCI career as well, I met with this concept with investment to startups and with my consultancy side as well. So all these come together. And I said we have to initiate a new platform where we can bring like-minded mentors, investors, or consultants in order to support more purely focused on early stage startups. So this
Okay.
means from ideation till you start to sell your products. So it's very early stage with a huge potential, but with a high risk because one out of 10 startups who receive investment are successful. The rest somehow learns through the process, but definitely with
But
the statistics, you see that there are a lot of failures.
that's
Same is
that's
for
a very that's a
India
very
as
risky
well.
business as such. So it's like 90%, as you're saying, like 90%
It is, Anush, technically, if you come from the idea, so it's one out of 100. So,
yeah,
you have 100 ideas and maybe 10 of them become ready for investment and you
yeah,
receive investment and maybe one of them survives in next 2 years. So from idea to success or survival phase, it's one out of 100. So therefore, it's a very early stage and very different resources you need during this phase. It's not just
exactly.
one person to support. You need to have a good network, good mentors, good investment pool in order really to survive and make the life of initiator easier. So in this case,
Mm,
GainGlobal is more like an enabler. I say it brings like-minded people together. Who are these people? Usually there are mentors, they are entrepreneurs, they are partners, they are investors. Through this journey, Anush, all roles may change. Let me clarify
yes.
this. You as an entrepreneur, you start a journey, but later on, you as an entrepreneur, while you continue, as well as you have a great experience to share. So this means you are technically becoming mentor. And during this journey as well, as you start to become or successful or have a investment opportunity, then in this case you are turning to become an investor. So this is a journey that we pass through. So therefore, in GainGlobal, we say it's a platform where anyone who would like to be supportive and be in entrepreneurship ecosystem has to join. But the role will change during the time. It's up to you to clarify what you would like to be and how you would like to contribute.
Yeah, and
And
then
this was
very important
also,
question. Yeah, sorry.
pardon, Manush, this was also my observation through my traveling and visits in JCI presidential year as well. I was traveling to different countries representing our beloved organization, Junior Chamber International. Wherever I go, I saw a huge potential of young people who are there with new ideas, who would like to initiate something. And as well as I met senior people who have different experience as well as some investment opportunity. So we need to have new tools who bring this like-minded people. So I believe this was an initiation after my presidential year to focus for. Now we just pass through our startup phase as a GainGlobal. I say first 3 years for us, starting from 2016. First year was
Yes.
more to test in Turkey, in Istanbul. Then later on, we expand through chapters. And now I believe this year we have finished our startup phase. Now we are more in scale-up phase.
Scale
We
up.
have to scale up that one to different countries, different cities, and bring new ideas, new people, and opportunities, investment opportunities in this pool.
Yeah. No, that's perfect, Ismail, because that answers the second part of the question. Like, are you just
Perfect.
serving Turkey or are you going abroad as well? And as you said that you are in the scale up phase now. So now you're looking to expand into international markets, different countries. Um, and from what I went on the website of Gain Global, and from what I understood, it's very much similar to JCI. Like, you have chapter system, you have local chapters, and I don't know the exact system, but it looked very similar. That's very interesting because
Yeah.
I myself, like I was working on a startup last year, and that's closed down now. That's closed down, and I know what difficulties,
It's
kind of
not
people
easy
have
journey,
faced.
correct, Anush? It's very challenging.
It is because, for example, like I'm not from a technical background as such, so I had no idea about how Google Analytics works. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
I didn't know like how many people are visiting my website and what's happening. So all these things, like you need some resource, or you need somebody to, because it's very difficult to go on the internet and find a good kind of channel on YouTube or whatever who explains everything. So it's very difficult.
and you have a good intention, and you have uh, an idea or a product that is suitable for the need, and you have initiated that one. But this will
Yeah.
not be easy to go alone. You are right, because you will not have maybe the technical expertise of marketing, or maybe the finance, or other things. So you'll need team workers.
Yeah,
Usually in
definitely.
the beginning, the people are there who trust and believes you, because usually in initiation phase of startups, you will not have plenty of funding in order to invest.
Yeah,
And so it's more about, yes, Anush, I liked your idea, I liked your vision, and I'm with you. Let's try, test, let's move forward and see
yeah,
what happens. If we have the necessary funds, or if we have the response from clients positively, and then we set up our responsibilities and we move forward with a bigger team. But during this period, definitely it requires more and more support. And
yeah,
to address your point regarding the structure, definitely to learn from the best is a great way to start businesses. And you are right, JCI is a great way
yeah,
due to experience that the organization has. Being worldwide, in more than 100 countries with 5,000 chambers, and had thousands and thousands of graduates. So this shows that organization is sustainable there, and proved the success through this century. So we have to learn definitely while we set up global structures. And I am inspired definitely from our organization, and would like to somehow leverage that opportunity from all the learnings and the network as well, with a good intention, as well as being inspired with global goals for 2030. So while we talk, we have challenges worldwide. We talk about poverty, we talk about gender equality, we are talking about climate change and different things. So we need new ways of initiations and new ways of
yes,
approach. And we are the generation who lives this one. So we are now in 2021. So it's just 10 years to 2030 goals. So who will be
yeah,
leading that change, name it like that. So I truly believe on the spirit and the power of entrepreneurship, and hopefully we can be a part of this initiation as well, initiation of the change as well.
yeah. And I think the new initiative by JCI, the Creative Young Entrepreneur Awards, which was started this year. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's a very good step in terms of, like, motivating people to kind of take up on entrepreneurship and startups.
exactly. CYEA, we used to have a Creative Young Entrepreneurship Award program. During my national presidential year as well, we had strong partners in Turkey.
Okay.
And we had business plan competition in universities. So this was one of international award-winning program of JCI Turkey in 1997. So it was a long time ago.
Long
And
time ago. Yeah.
in Turkey, JCI was pioneering entrepreneurship in universities with business plan competition. Later on, as well, bringing them to Creative Young Entrepreneur Award program in 2010, 11, 12 as well. So I'm really glad to see JCI has initiated the CYE program, and I believe it will be very inspirational. All the stories that we will be hearing through that competition will
Yeah.
inspire definitely a lot of new enterprises. Same is with TOYP, the TOY program of JCI.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
We hear great stories, and we see how really the young people would be inspirational for new generation. With CYE as well, I believe it will inspire a lot of new ventures as well.
That's true. No doubts about that, Ismail. So, as we all know by now that you have had a very successful career in JCI. So, firstly, like, how do you think JCI has helped you? And just following up on that second question, maybe under this one. So, what
Mhm.
advice would you give to young people? Is becoming a part of JCI or any similar organization, is it worth the time and effort? Do you learn? Is it return on investment? Is it worth it?
Yeah, so this is the reason that today we are together. First of all, so
Yeah,
I'm glad that I am spending time with you, and we are connected. So this is the true power that the organization showcase. Well, in an individual level, I would name it as the best leadership school worldwide. So why? Because you can learn definitely leadership through different examples in or histories, through books or through different university classes. But you will not have the opportunity to practice as it is provided in this organization. Same applies for entrepreneurship, and I believe these two are very well connected with each other.
that's true.
So in order to be a leader or entrepreneur, you have to have courage, or you have to be the first one in order to initiate, or you have to have a team building capability, or you have to address or share your idea. So you
Yes,
are always in communication. So these are skill sets nowadays that worldwide you need. So if you are talking what are the skills that you need for leaders, for managers, for entrepreneurs, you'll see that through the journey that you share or you experience in JCI, you are building this capability. And this is a place where you learn by doing. And this was what I have experienced from my local to national and international level. So this was a three-level leadership experience for
that's
me.
true.
In local level, it's a place where the change happens. I would strongly recommend anyone who listens us or who is interested to find a local organization, Junior Chamber International nearby, in order to join there or to practice their ideas, share with peers and talk and initiate any kind of project that they would like to see, and they see that one relevant. But furthermore, I would recommend as well to be a part of the leadership, so to become candidate in near future for local chapter presidential position, later on in national level, and sure in international level, because it's not just also leadership, but also we say we have four areas of opportunities.
That's
So the
true.
business is one side, as we talk. Personal development, individual development is another one. But this is also a great way for community development. So we can serve to our communities through these NGOs, non-government organizations, and definitely we will we will enjoy the beauty of a global organization. So it's a worldwide organization. Anywhere you go, you will definitely have a great welcoming of a JCI friend.
Yeah. No, and then there is also one more thing, like about organization, the JCI, but then similar as well, other organization. It's about the qualities that you learn. It's not just for within the organization. It you can apply that in your professional life as well. So where if you have a
This is
business
true.
or your office or your job or whatever, like it helps you in that as well, right?
Anushit, you cannot differentiate them. It's all together. I say in our lives we have three P. This is, we have our personal life, we have our private life, and we have our professional life, and they are engaged with each other. So we should have a balance between these three P, and whatever we learn in our public life, let's name it as a public life, the JCI, should benefit our professional life and personal life. Whatever we have in our personal life should contribute to our public life or professional life. So there is an interconnection and definitely in exchange between these three P. We have to balance these three. We may require full commitment. For example, during the presidential year, for me, it required full commitment for my public life, because it was like 1 year sabbatical. So you are all engaged with JCI. You would not have more opportunity for private life, or name it like professional life. For year 2015, it was the case. But before and after, definitely these three requires a balance, and it's more. It applies for most of the members.
Yeah, that's perfect. No, that's really good. I didn't know about this three Ps, and that's a very good thing, and I will keep that in mind as well. Thank you. So and I was just you have a very long bio, very huge set of experience. So you're also sitting on the board of Turkish Business Angels Forum, and the first thing that I would like to know personally myself, and then probably a lot of people watching us in the audience as well. So what or who is a business angel? How do they help businesses or startups? And very similar to this question of mine, we've received a question from our audience, one of the audiences. She is the JCI World local president in Ireland. And it's a very similar question. So what is the difference between business angel and venture capitalist?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Let me address it. All these things that I'm engaged or I am involved, they are very relevant with each other. So they are creating synergy. So here we are talking about an association, Turkish Business Angels Association. So it's an association that brings angel investors and angel investment networks together. So in Turkey we have around 20 angel networks, and we have around 500 accredited angel investors, and these people comes together in this association and like-minded associations to share their experiences through this journey, as well as to be advocate of angel investing. So this means you need different regulations in order to have different subsidies or support. So in Turkey, we are lucky that nowadays we have the regulation for angel investing. So this means in Turkey, you can become an accredited angel investor, and this will bring you different incentives. If you are investing to a new startup as an accredited angel investor, you have 75% tax exemption in Turkish regulations. And this is really huge, one of the biggest support program. This means instead of paying tax 75%, you can invest to startups, and still you continue, you be part of it. So this is important. So this is why the associations exist. And let me clarify the definition of what does angel investment mean. So angel investing or business angel, this may differ according to the continent. If you are in the America region or in the States, you will hear more angel investing concept. If you are in Europe, more you will hear business angels or business angel networks. Both will be the same. Here we are talking about an individual who has an experience to bring and share, as well as who has a network to open to a new initiation. Also, who brings a kind of a funding and investment. We name it as a smart money. So smart money means not just as a bank, you give a loan. You bring your money with a know-how as well as with a network. And this is more important and more beneficiary for an early stage startup. Therefore, this is named as a business angel or angel investment. And this has a long history. So it goes back till in the Broadway, where a kind of angel investors were investing for new productions and new films during that time as well. They were there just looking for new ideas and to support them. And later on in the Silicon Valley, you see that angel investors were very active in initiating, supporting new ventures. In Europe, we should check European Business Angel Network based in Brussels. So this is the European level association, where as well the TBAA, the Turkish Business Angels, are part of it. So all around the Europe, associations comes together in EBAN, European Business Angel Network. Likewise, they share their experiences. And let me also clarify, address the question that we had. What is the difference between angels and ventures? So there are like three phases of investment. In a very early stage, we name it as you as a founder can fund yourself, or you can find funding from your friends, or you can find funding from your family. So this is like 3F. So it's very early stage, and you build the investment through the trust. In second level, now you have a one more circle where you can pitch to angel investors, and they may trust you. They may see, yes, with Anush we may move forward. We may do something definitely, and let's support you, and let's be part of this endeavor. And this is the angel investment. Here we are talking either an individual who has smart money, or a network of angel investors who are set up through individuals. So this is either a pool of investors or a one. But still, we are talking about individual level investment. When you come to venture, this is the third phase. It's more structured, a financial instrument or financial institution that is purely focused on evaluating the possibility and opportunity of your startup, who comes with a strong funding support, as well as with a corporate approach. So here you have a more corporate approach. It's more about scale-ups technically. So you have already proved the first phases, and it's a phase where angel investors may exit also. So we have initiated together and we exit. Then you have the ventures who support more, and later on you may have corporate ventures as well, because some corporations, companies set up nowadays corporate venture funds, CVC, corporate venture capitals, with the purpose of either bringing talent to the corporation, because this is a great way to have a very skilled, very visionary young people or a team to your corporation, or a great way of bringing also a know-how and a good product to the corporation. This is a new way of, I would say, R&D, research and development as well. Instead of doing that one within company, you can acquire a startup, and definitely you have the talent there. So this clarifies it. Yeah.
No, I've seen companies, very big companies, multinationals like Google, Facebook, Cisco. They all run these competitions, annual competitions.
You're right.
Okay.
So it might be through competition. It might be through different hackathons, or you may have acceleration programs.
Yes.
And a lot of different tools are there available. But definitely, it's a great way of scaling up the startups and supporting them. So it's available in different countries.
Yeah, that's fine. And actually, I have a question, Ismail. So this, I think it relates to Stratejik and the company which you founded 12 years ago. So how important is it to take the help of a strategic planning agency to scale up your business? Is it something that can be done in-house as well, if you want to?
So thanks for the question. Before deciding will you do inside or outside, definitely it's something that you have to focus. So this means you have to focus on your business model. You have to clarify why you exist and what is your mission, vision, or this kind of statements. So
Yes. Yeah.
what you want to achieve and accomplish. So as an entrepreneur, you will have something in your mind. This is good. You have to bring that one to napkin and name it like that. Okay, write it down. but later on, you'll need to do a kind of market assessment. So who is there? Who is as a competition? What is the market size? What is the feasibility and this kind of things? You can do that one as an entrepreneur, definitely, and you have to do this. But this is also a good way to have the support through the mentors. Or if you move forward, then it's a great way to have the support of very focused, experienced strategic agencies who may support you through this journey. We bring know-how, we bring experience as well, because while you have a different, we have the chance to see different sectors, different level of organizations. So this is a good mixture of know-how that will help you very easily. To do it in-house definitely is required, especially after you set up your company. So name it, you are now an SME, small, medium-sized enterprise. It's named as a CEO office. So you should set up a kind of CEO office where you manage initiations and projects, because all the change happens through projects, and you will need a coordination office that manages these kind of things. You will see nowadays successful startups who are in a scale-up phase, who move forward, has a CEO office. So a CEO office is more in charge of strategy and to support CEO in decision-making through this market assessment and project management level. And finally, if you try to become a holding company, and definitely you will have that one as a separate department who is named as a strategic planning or business development and project management office or department. So in the beginning, it's perfectly fine to ask for support outside. In the first phases, then later on it will be okay to outsource and continue. And later on, you may bring that one in-house and still continue through collaboration, because definitely the consulting offices will bring you different mindsets, approach, and this kind of tools. It's always nice to collaborate.
Yeah, obviously, because like the if you outsource it, if you collaborate with a different company, they have a different work culture, so their ideas are different and everything is different. Yeah, that's true. And this is one very important thing that I learned from my startup as well. Like, you cannot do everything yourself. You obviously need the
This is
support
true.
of yeah, you obviously need the support and expertise, because everyone is an expert in something, so but not everything. So you need the support from other people or other organizations as well.
The minimum that would benefit would be different mindsets.
Yeah.
Because in this way you will see a different approach, and it will help you. If you see that the benefit is there, you will continue that engagement. If not, always you are free to have a different roads or different options.
That's why companies nowadays are kind of hiring diverse people from diverse backgrounds, different countries, different places. So it just brings in more mindset and more um, problem solving skills and everything, because everyone comes from a different background. So yeah, they're brought up differently. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And
just an example. For example, today our network is in 15 cities, and
yeah.
every month we hear more than 100 new ideas, new ventures from different cities.
Yeah.
So, as a corporation, for example, if you would like to set up this kind of a structure, it will cost you very highly, and it's
Yeah.
not your main business. So you are not there to hear the ideas from different cities. But if
Yeah.
you ask me, say me, what should be the priority to focus? So with all this experience, we may brief you, and this will help you very easily. So it saves time. It also keeps you in your core competence area. This is important, as Anush emphasized. We have to focus on our core. What is the real main purpose and business that differentiates us, and the rest will be outsourced mostly during this process.
Yeah. And just one before we move on to one last question from myself. There's one more
Yeah,
question
okay.
from the audience, but that is not from Facebook. So this question is from Thomas. He's a part of Euro Business Committee, but he wasn't able to join today. But he sent me the question previously,
Yeah.
yesterday
Hello.
itself. So his question: universities are breeding ground for research based business models, because obviously you do a lot of thesis and that kind of stuff. What do you think it needs to bring that startup projects to the next level? So how can these research based business models commercialize?
Yeah, this is a good question. Universities are very crucial in this process. You see that usually the incubation centers and the technoparks are very engaged with universities, and you see that these research people are there who are a kind of creating a new ways of doing business, or who brings new approach or innovative side. The difference is that they are not there for business, so they
Yes.
are there for research. So it requires a kind of collaboration. I would name it, nowadays we have, let's say, two people who come together. One is technical person, and the other one is a marketing person. They join their forces, and you have a co-founded startup with a technical background and also with a good business development perspective. And
Yeah.
this is a good co-creation approach. So here I would say we need the like-minded approach. We need to have the research and innovation side who will come definitely from laboratories for research and deep knowledge. This is there. And sure, you need to have someone who makes it tradable.
Yeah.
Because not
Yeah.
all research are tradable. Okay, so
There's
so if you are talking to have something in the market, this means to match that research with a need in the market. So usually in this site, I will say you will need more a person who is in market. So it will not be academician technically, but definitely there will be a skilled person who may engage both sides. Usually, therefore, the incubation centers are more in universities, and acceleration programs are more outside. You see,
okay.
you incubate, and when you see a potential, then you have
Then
to
you have,
accelerate, and you
yeah.
accelerate that one through corporate world. So
Yeah.
you create a corporate accelerator. And here in Turkey as well, I see same approach. We have very successful incubation centers in universities, and we have very successful accelerators jointly set up with corporate world and universities. And they are very successful. I
Yeah.
would say I don't see much successful accelerator programs within universities, because it's maybe you miss the corporate and the business approach side that you
Yes.
should not expect from a university or academician, because it's not the purpose there. Therefore, I see that they are very connected and very relevant with each other. Sometimes I see that academicians turn to a business person. It's an issue to be discussed. I don't know but as a person, as a business person, I would say you can have either an academic career, or you can have a business
Yeah.
career,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
because it's a different lifestyle and approach.
Yeah.
You should collaborate. You can create partnerships, definitely. But there is no one true. This is what I see through my journey in JCI as well. It may change. It may differ through the programs or through the countries. The examples that I saw, always the partnership is the best thing to bring your strong sides and collaborate. But if you are in academic side, definitely it's the best way to bring the innovative part, the research. If you are in the business side, you will be more working on creating profit technically. So your mindset in university, you are more funded. You
Yeah,
are funded for your
definitely.
research. But in the business world, you are not funded much for your research. Let's say you have to be either profitable or convince people to fund you in exchange of a success, or in exchange of something that we
Something. Yeah.
name as a ROI. You said there is a return on investment.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's completely understandable now. Like, because obviously, university is kind of a more safer environment. You get more mentoring and you receive less funding, but that is obviously more what you need as a startup when you're growing. But as you said, like when you go outside of the university, you go into an accelerator where you need
Yeah,
more funding.
yeah. Now in Turkey, we have technology transfer offices. So it's more uh, goes through universities. And now the new approach in last 1 year, the government said as enterprise, you can set up technology transfer offices or technology centers outside universities for corporate world. So if I compare, I will give a couple of numbers. There are 66 technology transfer offices in Turkey. We may name five of them as a success. So the
Okay.
rest, like 60, 61, are funded by government, but either they don't have projects or the projects fail. And this is okay. You know, in a R&D approach, this is perfectly okay.
Yeah,
But,
that's true.
but they cannot survive, you know, if they don't have the funding of government. So
Yeah.
this means they are not sustainable. The sustainability is only possible through subsidies or support of the government. But if you are in the business world, so you are there as a R&D of a corporate world, you can have subsidy, tax exceptions, etc. But if you fail, if you don't have cash flow, you would not be able to move
Come to
forward.
shut. Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I see here, therefore, you have more and better projects, more selective, more tradable technically,
Yeah.
more fast cash inflow possibility projects are there. And we are not in very detailed case in startup ecosystem in that side. I would not be able to compare that one because it's like 20 years ecosystem, and last 10 years is moving very fast, and maybe last 3 years is it's booming. So still we need time in order to talk about it. But definitely, I would say there should be a openness of collaboration to do together. It's not competition. It's definitely
That's true.
they need it as a cooperation. Correct. So we have to do it together.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah.
ecosystem. It's an ecosystem.
That's true. Yeah. And just to follow up, quick follow up question from Thomas again. So is Gain Global working with universities as well, or if they're not, if you're not, are you planning to work with universities when you're
We, we,
expanding?
we do work. We work
Okay.
with co-working spaces. We do work with angel networks, collaborate with them for co-investment. We do
Yeah.
work with incubation centers and accelerator programs and universities.
Okay.
In some of the partnerships, we are like a client. In some of
Okay.
the partnerships, we are like a service provider. For example,
Okay.
if we hear a good idea but it's in very early stage, then this is great way we introduce them to incubation centers in universities,
That's true.
and
That's true.
then they spend time there for 3 months, 6 months. After they graduate, we still are able to hear them. We say now come and pitch us. They pitch to us because now we can approach them as an investment pool.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about startups. Like, I think we should catch up again. But then just before going, like, one quick question. So I was watching this TED talk by Bill Gross. He's the founder of Idea Lab. He's a legendary entrepreneur and ideator.
Yeah.
So he said it's one of the five factors: idea, team, business model, funding, or timing of the launch of a business that defines the success for a startup, right? So what do you think is the single biggest reason why startups succeed? Is there a formula, or it has to be a combination of everything? in
So
what way?
guru, a great person, talked about five. So I will say I agree with them definitely. But I will say maybe if you want to hear one, I will
Yeah,
say your sustainability as an entrepreneur, because you start something and you have to be sustaining during this journey. So it's
yeah,
not something that you can quit within a month or within 3 months or within a year. So
yeah.
on average, you need 18 months. And on
18.
average, if you would like to be successful, you need 10 years. Okay, so you may check all the success stories, the unicorns and all the examples. They have become successful after like day and nights working for an idea for
Yeah,
maybe 5 years. And this requires a strong sustainability in terms of mental health, in terms of physical health, and definitely financial health. So it's an issue of calculation. You have to calculate what you need during this journey. Do you have the necessary funds? Do you have the necessary skill sets? And you have definitely to change every day, to learn continuously. It's a journey that if you believe, if you are strong on something, you will definitely stay there, and you'll not quit technically.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if you
No,
sustain for necessary time, as mentioned, you will be successful definitely.
yeah, because we've seen like some businesses, some ideas, products are too early for the time in the world. Like the technology maybe is too advanced. Sometimes it
Yeah, yeah,
happens,
it is true. So you have
right?
to either change or wait or yeah, work on it.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of ideas that during this market test period has changed a lot. So you start with an idea A and you end up with idea C, but you keep
yeah.
moving as a business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's perfect. Because yeah, it's a like at the end of the day, it's a tough journey, and the idea is that you need someone to support you, be it like an angel investor or your incubator at your local university or government departments. There are a lot of government institutions as well which help you
Yeah,
directly.
yeah. It's a full with a lot of learning, with a lot of
Yeah,
great network, with a lot of opportunities. But definitely, it may require to sacrifice. But more importantly, it will require you to be clear in your mindset, what you want
yeah,
to do, and why you do it. If the purpose for doing it is strong, then you will sustain, you will
yeah,
continue, you will build and be successful. And definitely, you don't need to convince anyone in that way, because then people will find you and people will be already convinced with your commitment.
yeah. That's true. No, I understand completely. So yes, I think we've had a we've the audience got to learn a lot. Myself, like I got to learn a lot personally as well from the talk today. And like okay, before closing up, I'll again give one round of call for any questions. So if anybody who's watching has any questions for Ismail, this is your time. And it's very difficult to get hold of Ismail because he's very busy. So please do ask your questions. And Ismail, in the
Uh,
meantime, while audiences ask questions, we'll go through a rapid fire 5 questions, right?
yeah,
So that
okay.
people get to know you better. So okay, so your favorite vacation destination? Would you go to a sunny beach or a snow peak mountain?
Yeah, I like both, but now I am in a summer house, so next to a beach.
And if you like pets, or do you like pets? So is it would you rather have a cat or a dog?
Oh, it's a tough question, but I would prefer cats.
Cat. Okay. And are you a morning person or an evening person?
Oh, definitely evening person.
Definitely evening. Same
Don't
with
wake
me.
me up early. And it was very challenging during presidential year. Our business was starting very early.
And this question, next question would be very tough for you. I understand. Would you prefer tea or coffee? Because both are very
Ah,
interesting in Turkey. Like,
in Turkey, the tea is the favorite one. So
yeah,
without tea, Turkish tea, you would not survive. But I'm a coffee person, you know. But Turkish coffee also is favorite.
yeah,
Whenever you have chance to visit Turkey, you are welcome always
definitely.
for a
Yeah.
cup of Turkish coffee. Yeah.
Yes. And I hope you like pizza. So, do you eat the crust or would you skip the crust?
Yeah, I will eat all of them. So no waste.
Yeah, perfect. I think we don't have any more questions from the audience. So I think we should wrap it up now. Thanks a lot, Ismail, for joining us, and I hope that we keep learning from you, and we would like to invite you again on the podcast in the near future. So thanks a lot for joining us, and thank you all the audience as well for joining us from different parts of the world, not just Europe. Even
Yes,
though it's a Euro Business Committee, we have people joining from everywhere.
I thank you, Anush, for the opportunity. It was a pleasure for me as well to address our fellow friends, as well as JCI World and non-JCI participants. With pleasure, whenever there are opportunities, I will be always happy to share, and for me as well, to create opportunities for collaboration. I will be glad for any kind of collaboration opportunities. And I congratulate all the efforts that you put forward for bringing business as well as one of the important issue. It's one important area of development opportunities. Congratulations for you and the team.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Ismail. And see you all, guys. Have a nice
See
evening.
you. Take care.